gonna do the AFC North and the NFC North predictions. We're gonna talk about some breakouts, and we're gonna let it flow. And you have a rant. We're gonna do. This is our first segment right now. It's called Christian Yells at Cloud, and it's a minute that we're gonna dedicate to Christian getting upset by something in sports media or the sports universe. Go. What do
Yeah.
you want to
All
talk
right.
about?
All right. This is what Christian's upset about today. Okay. So as we all probably saw, and if some people didn't see, the obviously the World Cup was held at Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts, and the Crafts elected to have a grass field because FIFA requires them to have a grass field. The Patriots said we're going to take out the grass field and put turf back in, obviously, so they can have more concerts, not ruin the grass, have, their stupid monster trucks and, all their crap, bull crap. And the NFL caught them with the turf that was non-compliant. And the NFL is already having enough problems with the turf, with people getting hurt, like MetLife. Everybody knows the curse about MetLife.
Yeah.
Everybody goes there to blow out their knee or blow out their Achilles or
Hmm.
whatnot. And all these owners in the league, I guess, are have turf so they can have, concerts and all this stuff year round, even though some stadiums roll in their own grass, like roll in, roll out,
Yeah.
like Arizona. And Arizona is maybe the cheapest team in the NFL, and they can afford to roll in, roll out the grass. I don't understand why every owner doesn't want to have grass to protect their players because it creates more money for them if their team is good. The healthier the players, the better the team will be. Even if the player is not good that gets hurt, that's a player you lose that you have to replace with probably a scrub. Let's be real. Look at Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors,
Hmm.
a lot of it might be his fault because we all heard that he elected to pause his surgery for his ACL until like a couple months after, which is crazy to me. I don't understand why he did that. So that's why there's been kind of at the beginning of training camp, there was kind of some stuff about him maybe not being healthy and stuff like that, and that's why they signed all these scrub receivers like Juju Smith-Schuster, Odell Beckham Jr., Braxton Berrios, which Braxton Berrios is not that bad, but compared to those other guys that he's like in his prime.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
like this, I don't know.
Well, he was so good last year too. Like just
Yeah,
in general. Yeah.
yeah, but they signed Odell back. I
I
don't
know.
know.
Shout out.
It
Shout
makes
out
no
to Odell.
sense. And Juju Smith-Schuster, maybe the worst player ever, unless he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. It makes
Hmm.
no sense. It does make sense. He's playing with Mahomes, but I don't understand why the Crafts, who elected to go with some turf company, I forget the name of it. It was like Hex Pro or no, that's the name of the spray. Hex, I don't know, something Hex. And they're a competitor of the turf that all the other teams use. Why do you think they did that? Rhetorical question. Why do you think they did that? Because they got a
Are
cheaper
you,
deal. Because they got a cheaper
yeah,
deal.
yeah.
The crafts are just always got to be cheap. What? Just do one thing where I understand the cheap thing. I do understand it. I understand it. If you're not trying to cut costs, you're not human. I get it. I get it. But this is a business where the ma money will make itself if your team's good. You don't have to worry about it. So just put a grass in. You don't even need to put grass in. Just put a regular turf in. We've kind of accepted that the teams are not going to use grass anymore, except unless you're the Packers. We just know it, or the Steelers. We just know that you're going to use turf because it's cheaper because you can have concerts, have all your other bullshit with it. But I don't know. It just really bothers me because as, if you're an owner, I would want my team to be as healthy as possible, and if I can help them by doing grass or doing a turf, which players are still going to get injured on it, but I would do that. And they might not even have this game on Thursday. And a lot of people aren't talking about this, but they might not even have this game, the preseason game on Thursday because of it. And if they
Really?
have this game, yeah, then they have if they have this game and someone gets hurt,
It's gonna be a big deal.
it's just gonna
Yeah,
blow. And
yeah.
especially it's because it's the Patriots. Everybody's gonna just this is gonna be the next Diana Rossini and Vrabel. You
Yeah, we
know,
don't need another thing. We don't
no,
need another
no,
thing.
no. And the Patriots will be the head of this, even though they're really not the problem of this. It's the whole owners together and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I don't know. It just really, really bothers me because it's like just I don't know. I can take it away.
Well, that was gonna be my thing is like this is a league-wide problem is the decision making on turf just in general, right? Like all the players want if it was really if the conversation was really about like doing what's best for the players and owners cared about that, then every stadium would have grass in it. Because grass is what the players want. Grass is what's safest for their joints and their legs and it's better to like be pushing off of and things and softer landing, all of that. So like if if the owners really did care about the team as a team and like a relationship that he was, trying to like build and like a franchise and entity that he was trying to build, then, they like the owner would go with grass. The problem is like there's just it's an like it's a the debate is like more so like emotional versus financial. And you don't see many owners now, which sucks, right? Like you don't see many owners now who are willing to make the right emotional decision for the team to like support that relationship. Because money is just like so, money's just like so deeply embedded. It's everything that you're saying. Like money is just the problem here. And it's not just like the concerts and shit, but grass, like you need to maintain grass, right? So like now you need a grounds crew. Now you need to, paint the field a lot more frequently than you would probably. You need to be watering the grass. Like you need to be growing grass all the time. Like there's so many things that go into it. But these are like these are even like talk about the Patriots, right? Like this is one of the
Six
most
billion dollars. 6 billion.
valuable, yeah, this is one of the most valuable teams in the world, right? Like they're one of the richest teams in the world. Kraft is a billionaire. They're also a team that like that stadium is always going to sell out. So like they don't have a worry about like
No, they have the highest ticket prices too, even when they
yeah.
sucked.
Yes, like back like the year, the years prior, 21, 22, 23, right? Like when
Yeah.
they were so ass sold those games sold out every time. Like, it's,
Yeah.
Kraft should know the base that he has here.
What?
It's just like these guys don't like seeing money leave, you know?
Yeah.
It's
I
it's it's so dumb.
I just did a
That's
quick search to see how many teams had grass fields, and honestly, it surprised me more than it's more than I thought, but still, it's not enough. Like
how many is it?
15 teams out of the 30 NFL stadiums, because obviously two of them share a stadium.
Yeah.
But a lot of these teams have hybrid grass. Like, what the fuck is that?
I
Like,
don't know.
but the thing is though, like you already have these people maintaining the turf. What's the difference between, maintaining the grass and hiring like an extra group of people and outsourcing that more when you can afford that?
Yeah, right.
And especially like with these like local towns like Green Bay, Foxborough and stuff like that, you can find a local business that does that.
Yeah.
And that's probably all their payroll.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just
Yeah,
then
I mean, everyone knows the right answer. This is probably one of the biggest, like, money is a problem in sports conversations out there.
And the
Like,
players know it too. You saw the
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
of
yeah,
you saw the stuff after they changed the turf to the grass to turf during the World
yeah.
Cup. That
Everyone was tweeting out, right?
Kittle and Caleb Williams, all these guys were fucking pissed about it. And honestly, I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like especially in George Kittle's case, the guy's always hurt. The guy's plays
Yeah,
at the San
right.
Francisco 49ers, so he's gonna get hurt. And
Substation.
He just tore his Achilles. To be fair though, he did tear his Achilles on a grass field. So so I know that's
But I
pretty
mean, that doesn't mean to say that like his
yeah.
Achilles doesn't go from being like super healthy to just
No,
like
no.
tearing, right? Like
Yeah.
wear and tear on an Achilles over a
Yeah.
long period of time is what
Yeah.
causes those types of injuries.
Yeah.
So, an entire season of playing on turf probably put a lot of wear and tear on like his Achilles, his ACL, these ACL joints, like all that stuff. But this is one of the biggest financial fuck yous in sports, seriously. Like it's one of the most obvious things that owners are not doing because it's an expense.
What I don't understand
Sucks.
is that how the NFLPA doesn't just like fight against it more. They just must have no power.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Because you see like the PA and other leagues, like for example, for the MLB, like they're gonna try to pass the salary cap and it's never gonna go through. And if it goes through, I'll be shocked. Even though last episode I talked about how the Scooble trade probably puts more juice into that. But
Hmm.
I don't, it's just crazy. Like it's a better product. It's better. It's just better for everybody. It's kind of a
Yeah,
no-brainer. It's just a no-brainer. Like,
I know, I know. The only
uh,
person that hurts is the one person at the top, right?
yeah.
Like,
And who knows how much it hurts them because if the players are playing, like, look at the 49ers. If their players are playing, they're a good team. If
yeah,
they're not, players are not playing, which none of them ever are, and
yeah.
it's usually guys who should be selling insurance, no offense,
Hmm.
but
You
but
keep doing this.
it's just like the go-to quote to go to, but
Yeah,
or we're about to be gym teachers,
yeah.
but like
I know what you're
it,
saying. Like when they're, I mean, if they were healthy last year, they could have gone to the Super Bowl.
Brock
They
Purdy
could
was
have
so
won the
good
Super
last
Bowl.
year. Yeah.
Yes,
Brock
yes.
Purdy was
Like,
so good last year, throwing to bombs.
hmm.
Who is, we know who this is, but who's the whatever Robinson, the guy who played for the Chiefs for a while, or
Uh,
yeah, Demarcus
yeah,
Robinson,
Demarcus Robinson.
who
Yeah.
got suspended for, I don't know, drunk driving or something 2 years ago, or I don't know,
Hmm.
whatever, but just it makes no sense to me. And it's really like the concert dates that piss me off. The concert dates is not what pisses me off. What pisses me off is Monster Jam. We need to have Monster Jam in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and so many people care about that.
I want to know how much revenue Monster Jam brings in for the Kraft family and
Yeah.
the Kraft, what is it? The Kraft organization?
No, yeah, it's the craft, something, whatever. It's like Fenway Sports Group, but for them.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
The Kraft group, probably. I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah. Well, hey, nothing we can do about it except
yeah.
bitch and moan.
Real
And
quick
we
though, you see
did.
Christian Gonzalez didn't practice today.
I did not see that.
They had the joint practice and he didn't participate.
I've been seeing all the clips of he and AJ Brown going at it
Going at
though.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
I
saw,
like
I
seeing that.
saw, I saw also Romeo Dobbs, awesome.
But is Gonzo hurt or is his contract shit?
It's definitely the contract, but people who are thinking that he's gonna play through contract, which I don't think is gonna happen, think he got hurt on that viral catch that Romeo Dobbs had against him on the last play of the practice on Friday, where Romeo Dobbs literally moused the fuck out of him in the end zone.
Hmm.
Just like jumped over him and they both slammed on the ground and they both got right back up. So I don't know if I think it's probably just a contract. I
Yeah, I
mean,
think it's all gonna work out.
why well, there's a lot of rumors now that they're gonna sign a contract before the year starts, so don't worry
I
about it.
think they will. And this is the other thing too that people don't think about. Like players who are opting not to play are also hurting themselves just as much as they think they're hurting a team.
I disagree just because they could get hurt.
Yeah, but a year of not playing fucking contact football, you know?
But the
Like,
owners will take that the owners will, use that for their advantage. If
what
you
do you
tore
mean?
your bicep or something, or, tore your Achilles or tore your
Yeah, but like
ACL.
let's say if
But there's
I
also like
mean
a there's also
there are
like a Dennis
so many
Schroeder situation where you could have a shitty year and then all of a sudden everybody's like, yeah, look at you, you suck, even though your sample size is better than that one year.
100%. Like
Yeah.
there's new talent coming into the league all the time. And I know he's like arguably the best corner in the league, but like look at what happened to Stephon Gilmore after his defensive player of the year season. You know, he was the best corner in the league and then fell off the face of the planet. Like, you know, you're taking a
Bill
risk
fucked
as a
him.
player, but you're taking a risk as a player by opting to miss time and, you know, in the league, right? And then obviously he's gonna probably start getting fined if he really is like holding out. But
Yeah, and the owners also made themselves look bad and saying, remember a couple of years ago they used to repay the fines.
oh, if he
They
came back,
they took it out of the bargaining agreement where they won't pay back the fines now.
I mean, good.
I don't know. I mean, if it's a contract thing, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent on that, but it just makes the owners look bad again. I'm
He'll play. He'll play.
well, a lot of people say he might just play on a contract, play on no contract. He obviously has a contract,
Hmm.
but no, he won't he'll play without an extension, and that he'll do what Trent McDuffie did last year, but Trent McDuffie got traded, so I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
let's
All
dive
right.
into it. You want to start with the AFC?
Yeah, let's do AFC North.
All right.
Um,
Let's start from the bottom.
okay, you want to go number four?
Yeah, you go.
All right, I had the Steelers.
Fuck the Steelers.
Did you
I
also have the Steelers?
no, no, no. I had the Browns, but I really wanted to put the Steelers there. I think the Steelers and Browns are pretty similar, to be honest with you. I think if you had the Steelers or Browns at four, there's not really a wrong answer there.
Hmm.
Let's not forget both these divisions are really, really good. So like both these
Well,
teams,
they're very competitive. I
yeah.
don't know if you could say the AFC North is a very good league.
No, it's top heavy-ish,
Yeah.
but the Browns any given day can beat any of those teams, I think. And
I don't know if any of these four teams could win the division.
yeah, I kind of feel the same about that. But I could also say the same about the North. But the North,
Yeah, but the
and
North, it's true.
the NFC, I mean, the NFC is a lot better than the
I mean,
NFC
yeah, the,
North.
the NFC North, it's true. The AFC
Yeah,
North, that is not true. I
no.
don't see a world where I know the Steelers won it last year, but like I don't see a world where they win it
Well,
again.
the Browns
Or
and
the Browns.
Steelers. So the Browns and Steelers are pretty similar, and the Ravens and Bengals are pretty similar. The Browns and Steelers both have really good defenses. The Browns are definitely better than the Steelers defense,
Hmm.
and the quarterback play. Who knows what the hell's going to happen? The running backs are
Yeah.
both. The Browns running back is better because they have Junkins.
Hmm.
The receivers, the Steelers are better because they have Metcalf and Michael Pittman now. Michael Pittman's nice.
Unless these rookies that Cleveland went out and got in the draft, like
They drafted
Denzel
a ton
Boston
of
and
guys.
Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston, like
Yeah.
if they're good, then I think they have a better receiving like it's like who the Steelers got DK and they got who else? I don't know.
I'm
Like
not high.
that it
How did,
falls off after that.
are you high on DK?
I was until last year. I thought he wasted
He
what
is
could
the
have been a
most
really good
overrated player in
opportunity.
the league because he looks like a fucking specimen.
I
People
mean,
just, and it's true. He's a monster. But his last year in Seattle wasn't that good. The dude's constantly getting flags for punching people,
yeah.
or
Yeah, dude.
He's George Pickens 2.0.
Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah,
is. Oh,
like,
dude, could you imagine if George Pickens and DK played
the
together
team.
that
It
last
would be
season? That would
like
be sick.
it would be like. Have you seen those videos of the guys that start fighting in a car and they start like seatbelted and then all of a sudden they
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it'd be like that. It's in practice every day.
I love the memes that were like, um, POV, you're a like a Ravens receiver, or you're a Ravens corner, like 20 yards down the field, and the play's over, and it's
George
DK
Pickens.
and George Pickens just
Yeah,
wailing on
yeah.
him.
It was like that
Um,
Browns game a couple years ago, the snowing game when George Pickens was like fighting in the end zone on a Hail Mary to win the
yeah,
game.
yeah. But I think DK, like, unless he's running in a straight line, like, I don't know if he gets open that well, to be honest.
No,
I think one of his big issues, but he's a fucking
no.
unit.
Yeah.
My whole thing on this is like, I agree they are similar teams in terms of skill. I feel like in skill, they kind of like balance out, they average out to be roughly the same. But I just feel like in terms of vibe trajectory, the Browns on the up. Like the things coming out of Browns camp
Yeah.
are like positive, right? Like
Yeah.
they are having a good quarterback competition. They have their receivers are doing really well. Their defense is great. Like even though they lost Myles Garrett, Jared
They'll
Verse
be
is
fine.
sick.
Yeah, they'll be
Jared Verse
fine.
is so
Yeah.
good. They're
I
gonna be
agree with you on
fine.
that.
They have that
Denzel Ward.
Carson. They have that's a war. They have Carson Schwarzenegger,
Yeah,
who
the
was
linebacker. Yeah.
defensive rookie of the year or like
They
rookie
have
of the
that
year
safety
candidate.
too, Delpit.
They have Del Pitt. They've got another guy,
Mason Graham.
Mason Graham. Yeah.
They got that other huge when we played him last year, the Patriots played him last year. They had this like massive edge rusher that was huge. And they signed it he got an extension after
Yeah.
that game and he was like all over the place.
They're
But
they're good. Like the vibes
yeah.
of that team are really good. The vibes of the Steelers are really bad. Like really,
Yeah.
really bad.
I
They
think
have
I'm
a quarterback who has fucking completely lost his mind. Their coach is washed up. Like we just talked about, their star receiver is a head case. Like their defense is fine, but is it a defense that can carry you? No. The Browns might have a defense that can carry them to a few wins type of thing. I just feel like the vibes are really, really bad. And I don't see them repeating. I feel like last year they got to the playoffs because
the
of
Steelers
Tomlin.
thing. And it's also the Steelers thing. That
Yeah, right.
that's the only reason why I don't put them in last place is because they always find that stupid way to fucking
And the division was ass.
yeah.
Like the
And I
division
feel
was
like their
trash.
schedule is always cupcake. I feel like they never have a hard schedule. But also like
You cut out there. I don't know if it was you or me.
I feel like they always have an easy schedule. And also
Well,
Tom,
their
Tom,
division has been bad for a while.
Tomlin always has a floor, and that'll be the contending for the playoffs.
Hmm.
McCarthy, he kind of gets shit on, and I understand it. But he brought the Cowboys with Dak Prescott and the worst team they have now to the playoffs like multiple years
Hmm.
in a row.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be fair,
Yeah.
and he's a good offensive mind. I mean, he's not like top five, but you know he's like Josh McDaniels. You know,
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
he,
Well, yeah.
Josh McDaniels
Yeah.
as offensive coordinator is better than him as head coach, but
Yes.
you know what I mean. That kind of old
Yeah.
school. Josh McDaniels on probably a higher tier, but he's like that old school. You know, we're gonna play offense the way we're gonna play, and we're gonna do
Hmm.
what we're good at.
Hmm.
Um,
All
I
right. So you have
just
the
I have the Browns at
you have the
4.
Browns at you have the Browns at 4, but you have the Steelers
4.
at 3.
Yeah, I want to put the
Okay.
Steelers at last, but I just that's and I hate the Steelers so much.
Hmm.
But that Rodgers, you know, that bat that hangs from a fucking tree at night, probably or during the day, probably that
Yeah.
fucking guy.
Yeah.
But
He's so weird.
I want to have the Browns higher because I agree with a lot of the things you said. They're a young team who's just going to get better throughout the season.
Hmm.
Their offensive line, I'm looking at it now. They spent a lot of money on their offensive line, and they also drafted guys high in the draft. And their offensive line last year was really, really bad. And they
They
just,
got some good. Yeah. They
yeah,
beefed up their line. What do you
yeah.
think about Deshaun Watson? Do you think if he comes, who do you think should be their starter?
That's such a hard question. I don't
I think
know.
it should be Shador.
I think it should be whoever has the better game the last game. Honestly, like I know
I
that's
don't think
such a
you can't do that. You
I
can't do
know
that.
you took the words out of my mouth. I know you can't do that, and I know it's terrible, but the aura around Shador, I think, is so bad right now for some reason because of his dad. It's not really his fault. Like his dad
I
coming.
think he's distanced himself from that though in the last
Well,
year.
his dad came to camp and then was doing shit last week or whatever it was. I'm looking at the roster now. It doesn't look that bad.
No, it's
Like
not. It's actually like
you got
relatively
Watson,
good.
Junkins, Jerry Judy, who might be a problem, and he had a terrible year last year, but also everybody
But
did.
he's still like I think he still could put together a solid season.
But they're backups. They still have Cedric Tillman that no one talks about. 2 years ago,
Hmm.
the guy was a stud.
Yeah.
They drafted the two guys we talked about, Concepcion and Boston. They have Harold Fannin. That guy was one of the best rookies in the draft last
Hmm.
year. And their offensive line, like I said, they spent a bunch of money in, and we know
Yeah.
their defense is going to be good. Also, the guy I was talking about was Alex Wright. His name is Alex Wright. Um, but they have
I
Malik.
think it should be I Oh no, go ahead.
They also have Malik Collins back up front. He's been a journeyman around the league, who's just like a steady player
Mm.
up front, who's a really good player. They got Mike Hall, who's like this huge, massive. Did you see the Junkins the hit on him that went viral? Junkins like
No.
absolutely laid him out. They also signed Quincy Williams from the Jets. That guy's a stud. Quinton
Oh
Williams, his
yeah.
brother.
Yeah, right,
He was
right.
super, super good. He came kind of came out of nowhere. Their secondary is Delpit, Hickman, Ward, Campbell, Tyson Campbell. Tyson Campbell had a down year 2 years ago. Last year was all right, but if it gets back to how it used to be, yeah, they'll be a really good secondary again.
Yeah,
The problem, I know this is nitpicking. The problem is their kicking sucks, but and that kind of matters. Um,
kinda. But like you can hide a bad kicking game.
yeah, if Watson has a good offensive line, it doesn't feel like he needs to rush throws and doesn't feel like he needs to run around a lot. And if he's just like like 15th best quarterback.
I know that's the thing is like I know I say Shador, but that's because I think they should be like kind of they should be like moving forward. I don't know if Deshaun Watson is like really the long-term solution, but like
I agree.
he's not like he might still have some gas left in the tank, is my thing. He could maybe put together
Well,
one
let's
last
not
season.
forget how
But they
much
need
he
to keep him on a
sucked.
short leash though. Yeah, yeah, because he sucked.
He
He was
was
really bad.
terrible, and he's on the worst contract in the league. That's why they probably still have him.
Yes. No, no, but that's what I was the other thing I was gonna say too is like the only reason he's in this position is because they're paying him too much money not to. But like, I if he's the better quarterback at present, then they probably should play him. But like he was so awful last year before he got hurt. And I don't think we should forget about that. I think
So,
Shador should be like someone that they're going to for the future and they should give him the opportunity. Here's the other thing is like a lot of people are saying that Dylan Gabriel is having a good camp, but like I don't really know how much I care
no, get
about
him
that.
out. Get him out. Get him out. Dude's like 5'2" and can barely see over the line. I know he's not. I know Kyler Murray can't either, but he's not Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray,
Yeah.
he can hold Kyler Murray's balls. But fucking Shador, some of his games last year scared me because the picks, but like he's also a young quarterback. And also
Yeah.
this I also like the coach a lot.
Hmm.
I like Munkin from Baltimore because he kind of unlocked that new Lamar the last couple of years, except
Yeah.
last year Lamar was obviously hurt or something last year.
Hmm.
I don't think he just had a bad year. Something was
Yeah,
wrong with
right,
him. But
right.
we'll talk about them when we get there. But I like their coach. And I think that he can kind of bring, he's also kind of like a Mike McCarthy, brings that old school vibe, but he kind of brings that
Hmm.
new school as well, because you saw that with Lamar. Like the 2023 Lamar and that 2023 team that should have beat the Chiefs, that was one of the best football teams we've ever seen. And a lot of people don't talk about that because they lost, obviously.
Yeah.
And they kind of lost in an embarrassing way to the Chiefs, which honestly everybody did during that time. And they still might. Who knows what Mahomes is going to be. But I think that can turn that. I think they can turn that team into, a functional team.
Hmm.
I don't know. I honestly, I kind of wish they kept Stefanski because it's not really his fault,
Yeah, I agree.
And Stefanski's one of the better coaches in the league. When you see like he brought Baker Mayfield to the playoffs when Baker Mayfield was ass. And say what you will about Deshaun, Deshaun wasn't playing that bad before he got hurt.
Yes, he was, or yes, he was.
They just beat the Ravens right before he got hurt. And the Ravens, that was the year they were super good. So I don't know. I don't know. But I like how they invested in the offensive line a lot.
Hmm.
We talked about this in the episode before. I'm a guy who if you invest in the front five on each side or front seven or whatever you want to say, and you build around that,
Yeah.
excuse me, you build around that. I'm not saying the Browns are going to win the Super Bowl. Not even saying I'm not even say the Browns are going to make the playoffs. But that's how you build the team. You build it from the inside out. You don't need to work. If you can't block, you don't need to have Devontae Adams as your receiver.
Yeah, right.
There's no point in doing that. There's none. You gotta
If you
invest. You gotta invest all your money. Obviously, you need a quarterback, but you gotta invest all your money on the front seven on both sides.
yeah,
Look at the Eagles. Look what the Eagles did.
right.
Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts. We know what Jalen Hurts is.
They're a perfect example of that. Like
Yeah,
if you give your quarterback enough time, then it doesn't matter too much who you have back there.
yeah,
And if you can make the other quarterback have to rush, then they're in trouble. Like
yeah.
it is like the perfect recipe.
Look what the Rams did with Stafford when Stafford got there.
Hmm.
Stafford now, but when Stafford first got there, we knew him as a choker. We knew him as like a bum, like not a bum, but like a guy that was like Justin Herbert. Go to the playoffs, have a good season, go to the playoffs and shit all over himself.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he went there. Obviously, he has McVay. I know it's a hard comparison because we're talking about the Browns versus the Rams right now, but they built from the inside out. They had this crazy defensive line with Donald, and they had the crazy offensive line with Andrew Whitworth and all
Hmm.
those guys. But yeah, kind of get off note there with the Browns talk. But
I yeah,
and you have the
I think
Steelers at four as well.
yeah, Steelers at 4, Browns at 3. Who do you have at 2?
At three, I have the Steelers just because of the reason we talked about. At two,
Hmm.
I have the Ravens.
Same.
Surprising. Oh, really? Um, I thought I was kind of crazy doing that. Um, I have the Ravens at two just because we don't know what Lamar we're gonna get. Is
Agreed.
as I said before, he was obviously injured or something last year. Just something seemed off. We saw that we watched the first game together against the Bills,
Hmm.
and we're like,
Hmm.
holy shit, this team's gonna win the fucking Super Bowl. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they
Derrick
lost.
Henry went off.
Then
Right.
all of a sudden they lost the game, and then we all kind of thought like, you lost week one like that. Like, oh, that's not. Oh,
Yeah. It
that
wasn't
scares
a good,
me.
yeah, right, right,
Yeah, you
right.
lost week one like that. Like, I don't know. It just like kind of sets the tone for the season, I feel. But also, I think getting rid of Harbaugh was like the best thing they could have done because it kind of just gives the players there a fresh start, and they can kind of get that. I wouldn't say loser stink, but I could say like a lot of the pressure on that team is probably coming from Harbaugh because Harbaugh would always lose these big games, you know?
hmm And Lamar, like Lamar has the same.
Yes.
Lamar has the criticism of like he cannot get over the hump.
Yeah.
Like when it comes down to it, he just has never been able to do it, right?
I think if Lamar succeeds farther than he did when he had Harbaugh these next couple of years, including this year, that kind of doesn't reset Lamar's legacy, but kind of makes us look at like, hey, like, oh, they finally got a new coach. Like,
hmm
did Lamar's really like potential to go far in the playoffs get unlocked?
Yeah,
You know? Like, and also Harbaugh, like, you can't be one of those coaches in the league now that just kind of sits there.
right.
You like you look at all these coaches, like the top 10 coaches, and you go through the list. They're either an offense or defense coach, and they're coaching one side of the ball.
hmm
Harbaugh kind of just sits there with his arms crossed and just kind of yells at the ref and goes for it on fourth down all the time.
Yeah, right,
You know,
right.
it's like,
I agree
and
with you. I agree with
yeah,
you.
the only thing,
He'll be a good culture setter in New York where they need a
yeah,
new culture,
yeah,
right? Because he
he'll be a bridge guy
brings,
for like 5 years.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I agree with you. Like these days, a good head coach is a whiz kid on one side of the football. And
yeah,
then he just hires really well on the other side,
yeah,
right? Like hires a competent guy on the other side. But you can't really have like, you can't really just kind of be like an overseer. You
no.
can't be a culture guy on a team that is like really trying making a push now
And
because
if you're
these
gonna be
guys
an
are too good.
overseer, you got to be a CEO. You got to be the CEO coach, like Bill
Yeah,
was.
or you gotta have like if you're gonna right if you're going to like Bill is, yes, exactly. If you're gonna be that CEO like manager style coach, like overseer coach, you've got to make sure you've got the right guys in the coordinator positions and like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
position coaches and stuff like that. And Belichick did, right? Like Belichick had Josh McDaniels, Belichick had any number of guys on like but Matt, a guy like Matt Patricia, right, on defense. Like he had
yeah.
just star-studded coordinators. Here's my thing with the
Dan
Ravens.
Campbell.
Dan Campbell. Here's my thing with the Ravens. I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did
That's why
in
there
the
too. I know what you're gonna
offseason
say.
to make me be like, oh, this team can do it now.
Yeah,
I getting a new coach doesn't do that for me.
no,
Like getting rid of Harbaugh doesn't do that for me either, right? Like
no.
and bringing in a new and who even is their new coach?
Jesse Minter, he'll be good.
Right, right, right. He'll
Yeah,
be good. Like he'll be
yeah.
good, but is bringing in a new coach like that
But he's also one
a
of those guys.
needle mover? I don't know. I don't know,
He's also one of those guys who has this side of the ball. Like someone said this in the media. I think it was Colin Coward. Say what you will about him. You know, sometimes he has crazy stuff. Sometimes he has good stuff. If you are a defensive coach and you can't get your side of the ball right, you're not going to be a coach, you're a head
Yeah.
coach. You just can't be. You can't be.
hmm
So as soon as he gets in there, he needs to establish we're going to get the defensive right, and we're going to let the stars on offense be stars on offense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we need to do that by hiring a good offense coordinator. And the problem with the Ravens is that their offensive line lost a lot, and they didn't reinvest in it.
hmm
The receivers they're always missing something. Like
Zay
Zay Flowers
Flowers
is
is
good.
fine, but he's
He
not a guy you can be like,
he's
oh,
not a
hey,
workhorse.
you're a number one now. It's like,
He's
no, that's not gonna work.
he's not
Yeah.
a workhorse. He's not. And we'll talk about some breakout players later, but one of the guys that they drafted who's been, I guess they people can't stop talking about in camp is Jacoby Lane.
hmm
He needs to step up as a receiver. He was one of
Yeah.
those USC receivers that was good. And Rashawn Bateman, like he'll have a good year. His next year will be ass. He'll have
Yeah,
a good
right.
year. Next year will be ass. Mark Andrews, 800 years old. I don't know why,
Yeah, he's that.
and
I think he's on the downhill.
and I don't
That
know.
drop pass is what
It
ruined him.
killed him, killed him, killed
Yeah,
him. And why are you not trying to keep Isaiah Likely either?
I know.
He's a
I know.
stud.
I know.
He's
They should have got rid of Andrews
and
and
yeah, yeah. And
the other
also
thing too is Derrick Henry,
he,
like
he's
he's
old.
still proving us wrong. Like, yeah, he is still proving us wrong year in a year. Like they said this about him last year was that he's too old to be good, and he was a top five running back in the league, maybe even top three. I don't remember. But there will come a time when he is too old to be the type of running back that he is. And if that happens to be this year, like they're fucked. You know,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
relying on him to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And so far he's been relatively healthy in his career, but like, if I'm not comfortable basing my team's hopes on like, well, I hope this 30 plus year old running back like is good to go. So
Their defense
for,
is gonna be
for
sick
whatever
though.
number of games. Yeah, their defense will be good. And if Jesse Minter is like can
If they
really
stay
like lock in
healthy.
on defense if they stay healthy, right? They've got guys,
They
Kyle
always
Hamilton,
got
Roquan Smith, Mike Green,
they got the guy up front
Malachi
too.
Starks.
Yeah. They got Hendrickson now and they got
Yes, yes. You
and
got
they also
Hendricks.
got the guy that missed the year last year with the neck injury, Metabuka, the guy who broke out a couple years ago. He's a
Hmm.
stud. And Nate Wiggins, who got hurt today, I guess, and got carted off the field,
Nate
which is
Wiggins is
a
good,
big
but that
deal. But
sucks.
yeah,
I Trey Hendrickson is a guy who moves the needle for me, but like, is he the type of guy who I'm like, oh, they're good now?
yeah,
Like that did it for them. I don't know. We need more out of Lamar first and foremost. Like if Minter gets that defense humming, that's awesome. But like Lamar's track record isn't one that says, well, if the defense is fine, then Lamar can give you that extra push
yeah.
when he needs to. He hasn't like really shown that
His
yet. And
speed,
that's simply because he hasn't gotten there, right? Like
yeah,
he's played really well in some really big games, and so I will give him that, but like he hasn't played well in the biggest games
yeah,
well enough
yeah.
type of thing.
And
And I don't
he's always due for like one weird kind of stupid play,
yeah.
like that Buffalo game a couple years ago where he just like fumbled the ball like randomly.
Hmm. Right.
It just he's always kind of due for something like that. Um, but I do think their defense is going to be good. And
Yeah.
when you have a good defense, like I heard this on a podcast recently, when you have a good defense, your floor just raises so much.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
you in that division, that's kind of what you need. Like
Because you go from needing to score potentially like 20 something plus points, right? To like maybe you just need two touchdowns and a field goal. Like maybe,
yeah,
maybe 14, 17 points wins you a game. Maybe 7 to 10 points
yeah.
wins you a game if your defense is really like if you have a top tier defense. So
And let's not forget the kicker missed the worst field goal I've ever seen last year.
that's the other thing too, is like
They
we
would have
are
made the
having a
playoffs.
we're having a very different
Yeah,
conversation right now if he makes that kick.
yeah.
Yeah,
They would have made the
100%.
playoffs.
They still would have got boat race though.
Yeah,
Didn't they play that? Didn't the Steelers play the Texans?
they would have had to play Houston. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So I don't
Stroud
know.
also fumbled the ball like 5 times in the Steelers game. They still got blown out.
Yeah, I know. And now they're saying Rogers is saying he was sick, and
Oh,
it's
he was
like, all right,
sick. Oh,
bro,
poor
he was
baby.
high.
Poor baby needed a little kissy from his mommy to feel better. And
Yeah, I know. He needed Joe Rogan to come over and
yeah,
help him.
yeah,
All right. So Bengals at 1.
yep. Bengals at 1. I'm doing this just from pure projecting. Burrow needs to
Yeah,
have a fucking
I know. Dude, that's kind
fantastic
of.
year.
I know. I know.
He just has. That's why I have him at 1. And Big Carl, when he watches this, he's gonna text me right away and go, he hates Joe Burrow so much and the Bengals so much. It's just for some reason. I don't know why. Because Joe Burrow's always
Your dad
hurt.
doesn't like pretty boys. Your dad
Yeah,
doesn't like pretty
but
boys,
but
and
he
that.
also since he always gets hurt, you know how he is. He's like,
Yeah,
which which I try to tell him all the time, Dad, he gets killed. He doesn't have an offensive line.
I know.
Like he gets killed. But the Bengals are at 1 just because their defense might be good.
They've invested in their defense. I will give them
They've
that for the first time, like in Joe Burrow's entire career.
I know Dexter Lawrence, one of my favorite players in the league, just a
Mm,
stud. Obviously, you know about the offense,
yeah.
and they have a good running back again, Chase Brown. Chase Brown's good. I like Chase
Hmm.
Brown. Um, but I don't feel great about it at 1. I'm not sure how you feel, but he just has to have a really good year. He just has to. They have to. The thing that makes me nervous is like let's not forget about a couple years ago he could have won the MVP and they missed the playoffs because their
Hmm.
defense was so bad and they let up 40 points a game or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually 40, but every game felt
But
like
like
it
it was
was.
close to it, right? It
Yeah,
was a complete shootout.
I feel like every game was like 37, 49,
Yeah.
30s, like some crazy number in the 30s, and he like they just couldn't keep up because their offensive line was so bad. What's his name? Joe Burrow can only do so much. And the thing about Joe Burrow too, like not to let him off the hook because there are some things I can criticize him for, is like, is he all in? Like you think you see other comments he says like
No,
the
don't do that. Don't do that though, because everyone's overreacting to that clip with his girlfriend on the field. They're doing the same
oh
thing with
oh oh
Justin
I
Herbert.
wasn't gonna talk about that. I wasn't gonna talk about that. I was gonna talk about it was last year in the middle of the year where he was like questioning if he wanted to play football, and I was like, is that just because you're having a bad year? Like,
Yeah, but I interpreted that not so much like he doesn't really want to play
are the
the game
Bengals killing
anymore.
him?
But like yeah, literally I was but that was like a he is like he's like not safe. At that time like during that press conference when he was talking about that like he was not safe on the football field,
Yeah,
right? And like he's at an organization that up until that point like refused to put a lot of money and effort into like building a good roster, right? Like
yeah.
they brought in his best friend from college and then they were like, "All right, you guys can go win this thing," right? And it almost worked, but like, now we've seen that it is not the case. I have them at number one because they have invested in what they really needed to invest in the last few
Yeah.
years, and that is their defense. And this is a Super Bowl caliber offense, and it's Super Bowl caliber offense with a defense that has gotten better. And like a guy like Dexter Lawrence is a significant asset. That really changes things for that team. And
And
I know I'm giving Dexter Lawrence uh like more what's the word I'm looking for? Like I'm giving him more credit than I'm giving Trey Hendrickson
you should though.
in Baltimore, but like
You
Dexter
should.
Lawrence is that guy, and also like they've done a little bit more than the Ravens have, like kind of all around, right? But like this is a championship caliber offense with a defense that has gotten better, and like dude, Joe Burrow again, like he's an MVP candidate, like he can do it again, all this stuff. Like,
And
I think they're so in such great shape to at least win this division.
and let's not forget like Joe Burrow is like one of the only guys who beat Mahomes.
Hmm. Yes.
They you
That
can't
year, that
really.
run they went on was fantastic.
Yeah, and they should have beat the Rams. Let's be real. They
Hmm.
should have beat the Rams in that Super Bowl. That Super Bowl was one of the weirdest, craziest Super Bowls I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But their defense reminds me of what the Patriots did last year. They signed Milton Williams, and Dexter Lawrence is there. Milton Williams, Dexter Lawrence is better, but they get all these guys that are like just good, solid players they
Yeah.
signed, and they got a corner who's good that turned up last year, DJ Turner. Um, but they just got all these guys who are just good that they signed.
Yeah.
And that's what the Commanders did 2 years ago too. They just
Right.
got good guys. If they can be a top 10 to 15 defense, that's what they need.
Because they have a top five offense.
They just can't have a worse defense than that. They,
Yeah.
they need to be the middle of the pack at least to
Hmm.
be a competitive team because the league has shown now it's not all about quarterbacks now
Hmm.
like it was 3, 5, whatever years ago. The recent teams have been, you know, all good defensively.
Yeah.
Um, um, so they just need to be middle of the pack. They can't be they need to maybe let up 20 points a game max,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know? Obviously some games are going to be 32 points or whatever, but you know, I don't know. They just need to
Yeah.
be a middle of
Yeah.
the pack team.
I
And
agree with you.
and if they have another shitty year, they're all gone.
Yeah.
All
Right.
of them.
Well, if they have
All
another shitty year,
Burrow's gone.
I don't know if his contract is
Zach
up
Taylor
or what,
somehow
but he's asking for a trade, you know?
also Zach Taylor somehow still
Yeah, that's another
the
thing.
dude's a dead man walking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If they don't have a good year, he's the first one to go.
yeah. And but also they like we talk about the crafts being cheap. That organization is
Oh
a
yeah.
whole
Oh
different
yeah.
level.
And that's why Burrow's saying what he
Get me
is
the
because
fuck out of here.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like this is not a good place to play football. It
Mm,
never has been.
no.
Literally never has been.
No, they were literally selling TVs outside the stadium like two
Yeah.
years ago. Like we talk about the crafts, like that's nothing compared to crafts. Um, all right, breakup
And
players for this
we're
division.
aligned. Yeah, we're aligned. I only have one breakout player from this division on my
Okay.
list of four that I created, and that is Denzel Boston.
Okay.
I thought he was a really good receiver in college, and I guess I'm not there obviously, but like he's having a really good camp.
Yeah.
And guys like that, I know you can't take too much away from training camp because it's not real like live play, so we don't really know what he's going to be like in September, but it's just like it's nice to hear a guy's name come up over and over and over again in the media and have people be impressed by his, especially for receivers. Like receiver, I feel like is can be a tough position to jump into as a rookie.
Definitely.
So I think yeah, that he's my guy. He's their Browns receiver.
I got one from each team on this one. I got Jacoby Lane, like I talked about for the Ravens.
Hmm.
He just got to be good. And a lot of people coming out of camp have been saying he's been having a really, really good camp. And at college, when they played Nebraska, he ripped up Nebraska. Like he was
Mm.
a really, really good receiver. A lot of people focused on Makai Lemon at USC, but this guy was right there with him. Um, Another guy I got on was on the Seattle team, Boye Mafe, sorry. Um, he's an edge rusher. He's just like
Hmm.
I wanted the Patriots to get him honestly because he would have been an upgrade on Chase on, but he's like kind of that like middle tier, like more upper tier
Yeah,
edge rusher that's just gonna be a solid good player. And for the Bengals, they need that type of guy. He'll get like 8 sacks, 9 sacks, 10 sacks. That's a pretty good edge rusher.
right.
That's not 17 like Myles Garrett or one of those top tier guys, but he'll be in between the great and good tier. He'll
Hmm.
be you know really good.
Yeah, right, right.
Another guy I got another edge rusher was the Alex Wright guy I was talking about who when he played the Patriots, this guy is like a monster. He's
Yeah.
an edge rusher. A great run stopper. Always pushing guys around into the pass rush. He's just one of the guys going to be pushed around. And then for the Steelers, I got Rico Dowell. I mean, it's not much of a breakout because he had a great year last year, but I think with this the Steelers, they use Warren a lot as a pass catcher, running
Hmm.
back. And I think that they're gonna have to run the ball a lot because Aaron Rodgers is 42 years old and he fucking sucks. But that's why I did Rico Dowell. Um, but yeah,
All right.
let's jump into the NFC North. Who do you got at 4?
Vikings.
Vikings. I got why do you have the Vikings there?
This is sort of like Brown Steelers. This could have been Vikings Packers. I think today with the news that Kyler's going to be their starter, I feel a little bit better about them. But I uh, I just don't know if they like are going to be organized offensively. Their defense is always going to be good. Like um, I'm blanking on his name. Their
Brian
defensive
Flores.
coordinator, Brian Flores, is a
Stud.
fantastic defensive
Love that
coordinator.
guy.
Kevin O'Connell is a good head coach too, right? But he's a quarterback guy who hasn't really seemed to he struggled last year with JJ McCarthy and like maybe that's more so on JJ McCarthy than it is on Kevin O'Connell. But like they've got Jordan Addison, they've got Justin Jefferson. They have like a good running back in we were just talking about him.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones, right?
I
But
got
like
Jordan Mason too.
something about them, yeah, Jordan Mason, they've got great players. Like this is an unbelievable division. So it's like this is the thing is it sucks to have to say that one team is going to be in last because these four teams are some of the four best teams in the league. But like I don't know if they're going to get organized enough to compete against the better teams that are in this division, if you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like they seem a little discombobulated. If Kyler can put it together, awesome. I don't know if I trust Kyler a whole lot more than I trust JJ McCarthy though. And that is probably like
I get
my
that.
biggest qualm with this Vikings team, right? Is like, are we 100% certain that Kyler Murray is the way better option for this team? I don't know. And I
Do
guess
you,
we'll have to see. But like it just seems like they don't really have like clear cut, like this is our squad, we're moving this direction, and we feel really confident with that. Like I don't know how much confidence they're actually going to have at the quarterback position when it all
do
said and done. And that's kind of a lame answer, but like it sucks to have to put them because they're one of the best teams in the league as a whole.
yeah.
But
Do you think that I mean this is kind of a stupid question, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. Do you think that, we had the same thoughts about Sam Darnold going to Minnesota. Do you think that Kyler Murray could do the same thing Sam Darnold did with Kevin O'Connell in that team?
uh yes, Yes. I do think it is possible. Um, I don't like I just don't based on his track record, like I don't oh man, I'm cutting out now. Hold on.
You're good. I can't hear you.
All right. How about now?
I can hear you.
Okay. I had to unplug my headphones.
You're good.
I do think it's possible. I do think it's possible because I think Kevin O'Connell works really well with a veteran quarterback. But like based on Kyler Murray's track record, I don't know how much I'm willing to trust that, but I guess he did it with
Yeah.
Sam. We're willing to see. Like when I was making this list, I was really thinking like not how good is this team, but and I guess that's kind of how we talked about it with the AFC North. And so now I'm kind of like changing my justification a little bit for my answers. But like with this Vikings team, I really was like, this team is so good, but are they better than the three other teams? And that is where I said no.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, the thing about the Vikings, they're also one of those teams that just has gonna have such a good defense. They have a floor, you know?
Hmm.
And it's like they went 9-8 with JJ McCarthy, and it's some of
Right.
the worst quarterback play we've ever seen.
I think they could have a very similar season to last year, where
Yeah.
like their record is good and it's a winning record, but they're at the bottom of the division
Yeah.
and they missed the playoffs.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. The Vikings, like, it's just so hard. This division's just so hard to gauge, like,
Yeah.
because all the teams just beat up on each other and they're all good teams.
Yeah, right.
At four, I got the Lions, and I don't like it,
Hmm.
but I just feel like that's where I have to put them.
Why?
Um,
I don't like that either.
I don't like it at all because I like the receivers. I like the running back, J Jahmyr Gibbs. The thing that I don't like about them is they get hurt a lot. They're like the 49ers. They get hurt a ton. Their defense is trash. Their defense is dog shit. Their defense is so bad. And they're not even starting with Branch or Joseph, or and their corners are always terrible. Uh, Even when they sign guys who are supposed to be good, they never work out. Uh, Carlton Davis was there for a year and he had his worst year there.
Hmm.
DJ Reed was a good player in the Jets. He's still there, but he's not having a good year. Um, Yada yada yada. But I mean, they were last in the division last year, right? Or the
No,
Vikings.
I swear.
Vikings were, but they're both 9-8. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of questions there. I feel like that the juice they had a couple years ago is just not there anymore. I love St. Brown. I love Jameson Williams. I love Sam Laporta too. Um, you know, I think it's I like Jared Goff, but I think there's going to be a time where, the whole stay in the pocket and stuff like that is going to kind of catch up to him like it did last year. Because a lot of these running backs now, I mean, a lot of these quarterbacks now kind of need to be like move in the pocket and stuff like that. Um, But there's really, I just have them here because the defense is so bad and they're going to get injured. We all know that. And also, I love Dan Campbell. Their offense should have been way better. Their team should have just been way better last year. And I think they had some
Hmm.
like sort of stink on them now, you know? I don't know. I just feel like since they lost that NFC Championship game a couple years ago, they've just been a slow decline.
Hmm.
And, I don't think it's fair to put them at four, to be honest with you, but division's just so hard and their defense is so bad compared to the other defenses in this division, where the other ones are kind of mid, except the Vikings. Um, but I don't know. It just
So I have
uh,
them at two. I have them at two, and the reason for that is like there are no like the Vikings have a good defense, but this is a division that is all offense. not like like I don't know if there's a defense in this division that you look at and you say that's a great defense, right? Like
The
the closest thing
Vikings.
would be the Vikings. Are they a
Yeah,
great defense though? I don't know. Like I
probably.
would put them in the good, not great category, but maybe they could be great, right? But like the Bears don't have a great defense. They don't have a they have an okay defense.
No, their defense is bad.
The Packers, they do not have a good defense. Like that was one of their
When they
biggest
lost
problems
Parsons, they
last year.
fell off a cliff.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
so like I think the line like I have the lines at 2 because you don't need a good defense to win in this division. And like their offense is just like fucking stacked.
yeah,
Like so stacked. So much firepower on this offense, you know?
yeah,
Um I sort of have questions around like when are we gonna see Jared Goff like decline? But like I don't know. I'm just willing to ride with them because of their offensive firepower. I don't
yeah.
know. That's like the only kind of pushback I'll give. It's like I get their defense is bad, but like, dude, their offense is insane.
I get that. I get that. Um, at three, I got the Packers.
Yeah, same.
Um, I like Jordan Love a lot. To be honest with you, I think he's a good player. I think he gets scapegoated a lot when his
Mhm.
coach, I think, is kind of an idiot. Um, and I think his coach is maybe one of the most overrated coaches in the league. He has no feel of the game ever,
Mhm.
and he never like that. They lost that game last year because their coach got so conservative when they were winning by 20 points. He got scared and didn't want to lose, and
Mhm.
that bit him in the butt, and they ended up losing. Um, their defense is mid, I think, if not bad. Um, and Parsons will come back, I think, the game against actually Dallas in Dallas.
Mhm.
Uh, in week, I think it's 6. I guess that's when he's supposed to come back, and that will obviously help them. But they lost a lot in their offensive line. Um, the receivers, they got rid of Dobbs and they got rid of Dartavian Wicks. And all the other receivers they got now are always hurt. Christian Watkins. But when Christian Watkins plays, he's a really good
He's
player.
really good.
Jaden Reed, he's good. He's not as good as he was 2 years ago.
Right.
Um, but he's good and he always gets hurt. Matthew
Mhm.
Golden had, everybody was thought he was going to be, the next Tyreek Hill last year or something.
Yeah.
And he just kind of had a down year. He kind of clicked it in the playoffs a little bit in that one playoff game. Um, but Tucker Kraft is coming back and I love Tucker Kraft. That guy's a
Mhm.
stud. I love that guy. But, he's going to take a little while. He's coming off a torn ACL.
Yeah.
Um, Josh Jacobs sucked last year, just straight up. He sucked. Um, but running backs have the shelf life, and he
Mhm.
might be coming to an end here. Um, and like I said, their defense sucks, and I'm so down on that coach. I think that coach is a goon. I think that coach is a bum, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, he's good with quarterbacks, I guess, a little bit. I mean, Love has been getting better every single year.
Yeah.
Um, and I like Jordan Love a lot. That's why I have him at 3. I don't think they're the worst team in the division. Um, but
I
yeah,
agree with I agree with you, everything you're saying. That's the same reason why I have them at 3. I think LaFleur is on the hot seat.
yeah,
For sure. Like if he can't make it work this year or doesn't show signs of improvement this year, like they're gonna have to have a real conversation about bringing someone else in.
yeah,
The defense is bad. The offense is good. I'd probably put a period on that, right? Like it's good, no, no, nothing further. But Jordan Love is just I like Jordan Love a lot. He has like big ups and downs. Like he was my fantasy quarterback last year. He has big ups and downs that I had to ride, but like for the most part, I think he's really solid, and I would take him on in that offense with LaFleur. I would take him over Kyler Murray, and even in Kevin McConnell's offense with even though they've got JJ and Addison and stuff like that. But as of right
yeah,
now, that's just like based on, you know, like their resumes,
yeah.
the 2 quarterbacks. That's why I've got them at 3.
And also, I feel like them not going far in the playoffs last couple years, except for the year they beat the Cowboys, because obviously they barely got in and they like upset the Cowboys. I just feel like they have that because Green Bay, say what you will, it's in the middle of nowhere and it's like the biggest, it's the smallest market. They got a lot of pressure on them. They got a lot of fans.
Hmm.
They have a big market for a small market, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like, and
Yeah.
I know that doesn't make sense, but
I get what you're saying.
yeah. So
A lot of
they got a
expectation. There's a lot
ton
of
of
expectation.
expectations, a ton of pressure, especially on Jordan Love. He's been good.
Hmm.
They are known to drafting the guy, and the guy's always good.
Yeah.
And they drafted Love, and he's been good, but he hasn't been the MVP like Favre and Rodgers was, and he hasn't won a Super Bowl like Favre and Rodgers was. When very early in both their careers, they did
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Um, and they always had the coach and LaFleur. I think the LaFleur is definitely on the hot seat. I agree with you on that.
Hmm.
Um, number two, I have the. Who do you got two? I might switch this up.
I already talked about it, but I have the Lions. Again, like I said, ton of
Yeah,
firepower. They have an okay defense, and that's all you really need at this point. And like I think they can be kind of a similar to the Bengals a couple years ago. They can be a team that is just gonna like win in a shootout, and they're gonna test your ability to like continue to put points on the board every drive, like drive after drive after drive. Like if you can't score with them, then you're not going to beat them. That's just going to be how the games go. They have a great quarterback. They have two great receivers. They have like an all-world running back. Their offensive line is good. They're just going to make you have to score on every single drive. And that's going to be a team where if they get one takeaway a game, it's over.
yeah,
That's all that they need. So
yeah.
I think
Yep.
they can be successful that way.
I agree with you on that last part of the turnovers. At two, I just switched it up. I got the Vikings at two.
Okay.
I had them at one, but the more I think about it, I just this division is just so hard, man. It's
I
just
know.
so hard. I got the Vikings at two just because the offensive firepower and Brian Flores' floor.
Hmm.
Really, their defense is going to be a top 10 unit. Um, they just always find a way. They just always find a way to be a top 10 unit. Um, and the offense is just they added I mean they got Jawan Jennings now. Like they just keep getting better. Their offensive line is one of the best in football. I think Kyler Murray can if he can do 75% of what Sam Darnold did, they'll be a really good team. Um, if Aaron Jones can stay healthy and Jordan Mason can both stay healthy, their running back will be good. Like their offense has it all.
I just don't know how much I trust Kyler Murray.
Exactly. That's why I said
And
if
that's like he's the biggest question mark of the four quarterbacks in the division. He's the only one that has a question mark on him.
yeah,
We like Jordan Love hasn't really won it, but like we know that Jordan Love is good.
yeah,
Like we know that Jordan Love is capable of taking a team to the playoffs and like even somewhat deep into the playoffs, right? So
yeah.
like
I
the question
I
mark around
I'm kind
Kyler.
of doing what I did with the Bengals with them. I'm just projecting. I think that Murray's gonna have a good year. I'm a little biased because I don't know why. I always like the Cardinals and Kyler Murray for some reason. I don't know why. It's just the weirdest thing. But I think they're gonna be all right. I and I'm just because I buy a lot of stock in Kevin O'Connell. I think he's a really good coach. Sometimes he gets a little too pass happy, which I don't like because he has two good running backs. There's no reason to do that, you know. And they also have one of the best offensive line in football. There's no reason to do that. Just come on, like run the damn ball around behind that offensive line. They're really good. Kyler Murray, just don't turn the ball over as much as you do.
Yeah.
We're saying the
They
same
should
things
run
about
him. They should run him.
the thing though, we're saying the same things about Sam Darnold we are about saying about Kyler Murray. Can Kevin, I'm not saying, can
Yeah,
Kevin
I hear what
O'Connell
you're
take
saying.
that out of them? You know, can Kevin O'Connell pull his magic again? You know, it's not really about Kyler Murray. It's about can Kevin O'Connell take all these bad tendencies away from Kyler Murray like he did for Sam Darnold? And Sam Darnold's still playing great, obviously. He just won the Super Bowl. But
Was Sam Darnold better when he went to Minnesota than Kyler is going to Minnesota now? I'm inclined to say yes.
it's pretty close. I think it's pretty close. I would probably say no, because Kyler Murray did bring some of those Cardinals teams to the playoffs. Sam Darnold never did that, but Sam Darnold was never in a as good a situation as Kyler Murray. But Kyler Murray was never in a great situation. You know what I mean?
What I'm learning from this conversation is I'm really down on Kyler Murray.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
I don't blame you for doing that. I don't. I'm just buying stock in Kevin O'Connell, I think.
Okay.
And I'm also buying stock in I mean, I don't need to buy any more stock in Brian Flores. We all know
So
Brian
then, do
Flores
you,
is.
do you think that? JJ McCarthy's the season that he had last year is where do you put the blame? Do you put the blame on like JJ McCarthy's just not that guy or like didn't he wasn't good last season or do you put that on like
Honestly,
maybe Kevin O'Connell like got lightning in the bottle with Sam Darnold and we gave him
honestly,
a lot of credit for Sam Darnold.
I don't put it on the coach or the quarterback. I put it on the GM because why the hell they let Sam Darnold go out the door, even if they drafted
Well,
JJ
yeah,
McCarthy.
but that's not the question. You can't get out of the question by saying
Putting that aside, 75% McCarthy, 25% McConnell. McConnell doesn't go. There's no way Connell doesn't not get blame on this. I
agreed.
don't. He, they try to change up his tendencies and they throw him to the wolves. Like
Mhm.
you change guys mechanics. That's like starting all over.
Yeah.
And they throw him in there year two. And I know he had a whole year to fix that, but he wasn't ready. He was hurt that whole first year. He tore his meniscus, and then he got hurt all these bunch of times after that. And let's not forget that McCarthy did have a couple games where like, oh wow, he might be kind of good. And then all of a sudden he just fell off the map and was
Mhm.
just awful the last couple games of the year. Because if you remember that Dallas game on Sunday Night Football, he like lit up Dallas, and yeah, Dallas's defense was trash. But
Like
McCarthy,
remember week one last year? Like in the fourth quarter, he brought them back and everyone thought that
yeah,
it was
yeah.
go.
At the time, I was like, "Oh my God, Drake May's never done that," and
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, "Oh, all us Patriots fans were like, shit, like
Yes.
Drake May never did that." Like, I'm a little nervous, and he did it against the Bears, and the Bears ended the end of the year almost
Hmm.
went to the Super Bowl. So it's
Yeah.
like, or could have went to the Super Bowl. Like they almost beat the Rams, and the Rams, were one of the best teams in the league.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think if O'Connell pulls his magic again and just gets 75% of what Sam Donald was, they're going to be a probably a playoff team because they went 9-8 last year with JJ McCarthy.
I I I hear you. I don't love and trust Kyler Murray, and then I think
No,
also another thing is I think Kevin O'Connell gets a lot of credit for the Sam Darnold thing.
he did have Shanahan though. Darnold
Like
Darnold did before that.
Darnold was in a bunch of terrible positions, and the other thing too is like what does the rest of Kevin O'Connell's resume look like? You know,
Yeah.
aside from Sam Darnold, like we just labeled
Well, he
him
brought Kirk
the
Cousins to
quarter.
playoffs a couple times.
Yeah, but Kirk Cousins is well, like I think Kirk Cousins is a really good quarterback. You
He's
know,
not good. He's like 15, like mid, and that's
back
fine.
then, back when he was playing
Yeah.
with the Vikings, I think he was a really good quarterback. But like we all act like Kevin O'Connell like raised Sam Darnold from the dirt and brought him from like a true rags to riches story. And we're like, okay, cool. Like if you want to make that argument, cool, right?
Yeah.
He maybe he did do that with Sam Darnold. But like we're like giving him this like aura of being the quarterback whisperer because of that. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
okay,
true.
look, like I would love to be on board with believing that. I just want to see it again. That's my whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, at one, obviously I think we both got the Bears.
Yep.
Why do you got the Bears at one?
Um, this is a team that just has like so much positive momentum. I thought the way that they finished last season was really, really strong. Like
Yeah.
their loss in the playoffs, like, and even in the games before that, last week of the season, and then the game against the Packers, right? Like in the playoffs, so much positive momentum, and you literally were like, this is a team that is one like really gelling together. And what is significant about that is they were gelling together around a quarterback who is really controversial. Like he had really high expectations coming out of college. He is a figure and a personality that like gets a lot of media attention. He's like a love him or hate him guy. Um and so like and he struggled in his first season, right? So
Yeah.
like there that
He
Caleb Williams
struggled
is a
last year at
guy
points too.
and he struggled last year at points. Like Caleb Williams is a guy who
We thought Ben
could
Johnson
very
hated him.
easily, right? Like he
Yeah.
could very easily lose a locker room based on simply just like who he is, right? Like he gets a lot of hate. And if he's not living up to the expectations that he has, then things can fall around him. But like it seemed like once everything clicked for the Bears and they started to gel around Caleb Williams and that team, which is like really is like good for them. And once Ben Johnson really got his system flowing, they were winning games. They were fighting through adversity in games. Um, they were like converting on like big plays. They were coming back in fourth quarters. Um, and like they're all like the wins that were really close, like everything all last season was just building to a team that like now I think is in a really good position to be successful again. They've had a whole nother offseason where I think now it's clear that Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams are on the same page. So I think there's just a lot of positive momentum. But then here's like the other thing, and this is the biggest piece of it all. I think Caleb Williams is going to be an MVP candidate this year. Like, I really think he has that in him. He is so unbelievably talented. He's like, from a physical gift standpoint, he is arguably the most talented quarterback in the league in terms of everything. Running, throwing, vision, creativity, like all of it. He is like arm strength, like all of this, right? Like he is a real complete package. And when you give him another offseason to sit and study and workshop with Ben Johnson and like really collaborate on offense, I think they're poised to have like such a good season. I think he's going to have an unbelievable season. I think he's going to carry them.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I have a lot of more. I feel like I just haven't won because of last year, the positive momentum too. I agree with you on that. And Ben Johnson. The only thing that scares me is their defense.
Yeah.
They defense is trash, but somehow they had all led the league in interceptions last year. I'm not an analytics guy at all, and I hate how I'm going to say this. I really do. I really do. And I want you to beat the shit out of me next time you see me.
Yeah.
Okay? And stuff me in a locker like one of those nerds, that analytics
Mhm.
nerds.
Sure.
Their luck rate was the highest in the league last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
The history shows when your luck rate is really high, the next season it flips. What if that luck rate this year was flipped? What would we be saying? You know, it's
Mhm.
like it's and also the 53% completion percentage for Caleb Williams does scare me a
Mhm.
lot because I feel like all the hard throws he made, but all the easy throws he couldn't make, and I feel like the goats of quarterbacks always are just rely on the easy money. Easy money. Look at Tom. Look at Tom. I mean, no, it's crazy comparing him to Tom, but look at Tom. You just easy money, easy money, easy
Sure.
money. Sometimes you got to deke and dunk, just easy money, and he just sometimes refused to do that, and
Mhm.
that scares me. But what reassures me with that is that the running game is so good.
Mhm.
Manungai and the other guy, DeAndre
Yep.
Swift.
Yeah.
Swift I feel like he's been around forever. So I feel like there's going to be a time where he starts to decline. But they drafted Manungai. They got the two tight ends. No one, everybody talks about Colston Loveland. They got Cole Kmet.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
They
they
also they also improved their offensive line. Went
they
out and got
did.
Joe Tooney.
Yeah, they got Bradbury
Um,
too.
they got Bradbury. Like, and
Yeah,
that was another thing that was plaguing Caleb Williams. Remember his first season? He had zero time to throw the
he
ball.
got. I think
And
he
the
was got
second
the
season, he
sack the
was a little
most
bit
of
better.
all time. I think.
Yeah,
But the thing that scares me is their defense. And
I
I
know.
know I've been saying that a lot for a lot of these teams, but um,
But that's this division. That's this whole division.
yeah,
It's based
yeah.
on the Vikings.
But what's the advantage for them is that they'll be outside in the late in the year,
Hmm.
and all these dome teams that go play there, they're all.
Soft.
I should have said this about the turfs and stuff like that earlier. Domes, everybody having domes now is gonna bother the fuck. Next podcast on that's my rant is domes.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna go off about it for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But all these teams that go play there in December and January in the playoffs, if they get a home playoff date,
Oh, yeah.
um, they'll have a home field advantage.
You remember the
And
game that felt like -6 or whatever?
yeah,
Like, or like
and Matt
-12?
Stafford was wearing scuba ski or whatever.
That he got that from Brady.
Did he?
Brady do
I didn't
that.
know
Yeah.
that. Is that when Brady was wearing the black turtleneck all the way down?
Yeah. He used to
Yeah,
wear he used to wear
yeah,
sweatsuit.
yeah. But Yeah, I got the Bears at one. I think that
Yeah.
if we're projecting to like all these other teams, Caleb Williams projects to be a better quarterback next year. And if he's just more consistent on the deke and dunk stuff and the easy stuff, that will make a huge leap in his game and as a quarterback. And I know a lot of people make fun of those quarterbacks who just do the deke and dunk, but it's so important. And
Yeah.
look at Mac Jones last year as the backup quarterback, and they won all those games. They went like
Mhm.
what 6-2 or whatever with Mac Jones, and he was just Deacon Duncan. And look, they just kept winning games. They kept winning
Yeah.
games. They kept winning. It wins games. I know people don't want to say that, and people want to make fun of that because he's not on the highlight reels and stuff. But it's just good football.
Yeah.
That's the way you want to play. And Ben Johnson's going to incorporate all his stuff in there to make the offense way better with the
Mhm.
run game and the passing schemes and stuff like that. Just the defense has got to be a little bit better, and they'll be okay.
They're a great candidate for one really good piece. Like if they went out and got really aggressive, maybe before the trade deadline or
They
something
should
like
have got
that.
Crosby.
Dude, I don't know why in the world they didn't make more of an effort to get Crosby. They are a perfect candidate for one really good piece on defense completely changes
Yeah.
he's a huge needle mover. Like this is the complete opposite of the Ravens, right? Like Ravens go get Trey Hendrickson and I was like didn't really move the needle for me. Like if they could go out and get a really good guy on defense, their offense is good enough and they have
Yeah.
a talented enough offense that
Yeah.
like that would really move the needle for them. So
Yeah.
I hope they get aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, their owner's known to be cheap, so we'll see what
Mhm.
happens, especially this move to Gary, Indiana and stuff like that because of taxes
Gary.
and stuff.
I know, dude. I'm pissed about that,
Rest in
but
peace, Gary. Speak about Gary. Gary, wish you're here. But
wish you were here, Gary.
uh
All right. What breakouts you got? I mean, I'll just go. I had Caleb, and I just said why. He was my number one breakout from this division.
I have Luther Burden, even though he kind of broke out
Mhm.
at the end of the year last year, but this year, since he held a full year, it'll be like his true breakout, I think.
Yeah,
For Vikings, I got Dallas Turner.
sure.
A great little edge rusher from
Yeah,
Alabama. Everybody
yeah.
remembers him in college. Um, Packers, I mean, I think if anybody would do a breakout player in the Packers, they would do Matthew Golden, just because of the opportunities.
Right.
And the Lions got Dortch. Not a lot of people know about him, but he was the guy in the Cardinals who was like a little slot receiver guy, and he was
Mm,
just bringing everything to the house. And he was a really good player. I didn't know he went to the Lions until yesterday, actually, and he was a pretty good player.
yeah.
He'll be the number three guy probably there, or number four guy, but you'll see him make some plays.
I had Caleb. I had Colson Loveland. I think, like with another year in Ben Johnson's offense, he could be such a great. Like he's such an offensive weapon. And I think another year in Ben Johnson's offense, like is can really unlock him, especially with the way that Ben Johnson used to use Sam Laporta in Detroit. Like I think the two are very similar, and they come from the same program, right? Like
Yeah,
they're both big physical guys who are also really good, out in the field and like receiving the ball and making plays. They're great playmakers. So. Colson Loveland, and then number three. Like this was a weird pick for me, but I said JMO. I said Jameson Williams on the Lions. Like even though he's been consistently pretty good, um,
if he can stay
he
healthy,
is
he'll be
the
fine.
what?
If he just stays healthy, he'll be fine. He's good.
Yeah, yeah. But I think um, he is a guy who really takes the top off the field
Yeah.
and is a guy who just goes. And if now that we know what Jahmyr Gibbs is as a running threat, you're going to have to respect the run game a whole lot more with the Lions. Like after Jahmyr Gibbs' breakout season last year, like you're going to have to respect the Lions running game a whole lot more. And as you move your linebackers up and as you move your safeties up, you're creating less and less help for guys who have to cover someone like Jamison Williams who can take off and go. And I think that he's going to create some really nice opportunities for himself. Like if, and if the Lions can get the run game going and then start working some play action, like things are going to work out in his favor. And I also, like we said, or like I said about the Lions, like they're going to win all these games in a shootout. And
Yeah.
so guys like Jamison Williams are going to be super valuable in shootouts. So
Yeah.
I had him. But yeah, Caleb, Colson, Loveland, and JMO.
I like it. Alrighty, man.
All right.
Ready to wrap this up?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, buddy. Thanks for popping out for another episode of Wicked Good Takes with Christian Verteber, Ian Gunderson, and Garrett Tully. He's not here today, but he'll be back
RIP.
soon. Uh, yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care, everyone.